Thank you for meeting with us today. We recently started your company and we want to shift towards more sustainable practices to differentiate against the market. But we noticed that it's a lot complicated than we expected.
Yeah, we're hoping to help the community while also trying to stay profitable. And so we're hoping to get guidance from U3 consultants, especially insights from Professor Wei and Professor Kemba.
Of course, ask anything. We're here to help you understand how sustainability and profitability also work together.
Okay, so for the first question, so is it possible for a new company like ours to be both profitable and sustainable?
Definitely yes. Companies like Patagonia, Tesla, and Apple have all been proven to have sustainability and profit that can grow together.
Well, I think yes, absolutely. We have to define sustainability clearly. It has to make sense for the business. We can't just ignore jobs, ignore the economic stability, and also profitability. The true sustainability is to find a balance between where we protect the environment and also keep the business healthy.
So, yes, but also with precision and also strategy.
We hear the word everywhere, but what does sustainability actually mean for a business like ours?
For example, I used the triple bottom line, which is profit, people, planet, reduce harm while staying competitive.
Well, I think sustainability means nothing unless you define it. Like, what really harm are you causing? How you reduce it? And are you still making profit or not? A perfect like zero footprint isn't really realistic. What matters is you know your impact and to improve it.
Your definition must be practical and measurable.
So if we try to become more sustainable, what challenges or hidden costs are we facing?
The challenges we are facing are higher material goods costs, time consuming sourcing, supply chain complexity, and consumers choosing cheaper options.
Well, the biggest challenge, of course, is the cost. That's the number one thing. Everything else comes after. And honestly, I don't think the consumer are willing to pay more just because something is sustainable.
So you have to really plan carefully so sustainability doesn't really put a strain on your finances as well.
Beyond money, how can we measure sustainability?
I recommend tracking, which is waste reduction, emissions, recyclability, brand loyalty, and reputation and storytelling.
Well, I think besides money, a lot of value comes from how good people feel supporting a green company. But one problem is that some climate claims have been exaggerated, so people don't always trust what company says.
That being said, I feel like you should choose a few simple honest indicators that you can show over time to your clientele.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you that do customers actually prefer sustainable products?
I say people say they care, but their behavior is different. For example, my cauliflower rice study is 99% of people refuse to switch over, even though it was better for the planet.
Well, honestly, I don't think customers are gonna care about that because people usually care more about price, the convenience, and and their needs other than sustainability.
So you still have to compete on the value of the product in a competitive market. Even though sustainability is an added benefit, it's still not the main reason why consumers buy or purchase an item.
If we emphasize sustainability, could it make us look like we're greenwashing?
I think that sustainability must be authentic and supported across the entire business. Customers would only notice if it was like only in marketing.
Well, I think it can, yes. A lot of customers are already skeptical because sustainability message are overused or have been political. We have seen many examples that companies are saying that they are green, but they are hurting the environment. So some people they don't trust it anymore.
The most important part is to be transparent. Communicate what you're doing and what you're doing when you're not doing honestly to your customer base.
Okay, so what is the first step? How do we begin without hurting profitability?
I suggest that we start out small with making better supply choices, reducing waste, and using recyclable materials, which helps us make gradual improvements once profits is sustainable.
Well, yes, I agree. I think start with low cost, high impact changes, and never sacrifice your main business model in the process.
I would say definitely look for easy wins to save money and reduce environmental impact. Easy example would be to use air drying to dry your hands in bathrooms in your office building instead of using paper towels.
Long term, what does the future look like for companies that adopt sustainable practices?
I see it as becoming a very successful, positive future. Sustainability builds loyalty, trust, and long term brand strength.
Well, I think the future can be positive, as long as sustainability stays realistic. The efforts need to be meaningful, but they also have to make economic sense.
The strongest companies will be those that balance profit but also have responsibility. Those will have the best clientele with the most brand loyalty.
All right, thank you guys so much. This gives us so much clear direction.
Yeah, we now understand that sustainability isn't about being perfect. It's about balancing impact, strategy, and profitability.
Exactly. You have to start small, stay consistent, and you have to define sustainability in a way that actually fits your own business model and the market that you're in.
Think long term, not overnight. Thank you.
Yeah, and always make sure that the business stay financially healthy.
All right, we appreciate your guidance. This gives us confidence to move forward.
Thanks again. We're excited to build something sustainable, profitable, and most importantly, responsible.